welcome to, or welcome back to 4F Beauty. When will I be YouTube famous? Still don't know. But long-term viewers will probably recognise, well, I'm sorry if you just heard my stomach grumble at you. It's just saying thank you for a big gulp of water that I took. Right, as I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted by my grumbling stomach, by sitting this side of the screen, long-term viewers will guess we have got another episode of Hell Yeah, or Whoa, 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 No. Now, as always, these are usually quite long because I've got quite a lot to go through. I will go through them as quickly as I can, but I do suggest that you have a drink and or a snack ready so that you can sit there and enjoy this with me. So without further ado, let's get started. As always, I'm going to be referring to my phone so that I get them in the right order and don't miss anything out. Kat Von D is bringing out a new colour in her Everlasting Liquid Lipsticks. She's doing one called Tank Girl, which apparently this muted olive green shade was inspired by Tank Girl, a British comic book heroine from the 1980s. And I actually remember seeing those cartoons because I am that old and I am British, in case you hadn't noticed. She's now got over 50 shades in her liquid lipsticks. Now, the original formula I didn't like. I took out a subscription to Cosmo about 10, 11 months ago now. And you got a free full-size tattoo liner and a free Lolita lipstick, the liquid lipstick. And I actually didn't mind the new formula, so it's possible that she's reformulated them. I do like this colour. I don't have a green in that shade at the moment. There's the swatches on the different skin tones. I am very tempted, very tempted. That's potentially a hell yeah. Jeffree Star, and he has launched these now. They launched 2 days ago, I think. Has added some new colours to his liquid lipstick range, and has brought back some old favourites that were limited edition that people have been clamouring for. So where they were limited edition before and had different coloured lids, now they're part of the permanent range. They'll have the usual hot pink lids. Skin Tight was originally a lip ammunition, which is his bullet lipsticks, and appeared in the first of his mini lipstick boxes, the nude ones. So I have got that in the mini version, so I don't need to buy Skin Tight, but that is now in a full-size version if you needed it. The other 3 that were lip ammunitions and are now liquid lips are Allegedly, which looks very similar in colour to sort of pumpkin pie but without the gold sparkle. Thick as Thieves, which again to me looks like a cross between Gemini and Androgyny. And Birthday Suit, and I've got to admit I quite like the look of Birthday Suit. Allegedly and Thick as Thieves I think I need to see alongside Pumpkin Pie, Gemini and Androgyny to see if it's different enough for me to get it. Birthday Suit though is going to be a hell yeah. And the colours that he has brought back to be permanent to his range are Calabasas, which is the muted raspberry red from the Chrome collection. Virginity, which is from the yellow lidded summer collection 2 years ago now, 2016, which smelled of watermelon. No news yet as to whether it still smells of watermelon now it's in a pink cap. If any of you have bought it, do let me know, but I still have some Virginity. so I don't need to buy that yet. A Christmas cookie, which I am so pleased he's brought that back as a permanent, because that was from the holiday collection 2017, and it's perfect for me. It is the perfect pink toned nude. It's if you like celebrity skin and mannequin, but you wanted the pink toned version, that's what Christmas cookie is. Candy Ass, which is one of his metallics. Poinsettia, which again was from the Christmas collection, which is the metallic red. And Pumpkin Pie, which is very similar to Allegedly, but when you it's a bit brighter than Allegedly, and once it's dry, it's got like very, very fine gold mica in it, and you press your lips together or gently rub it with your finger, and it brings out this gold mica, and it's really pretty. There's I'll put up here shots of what the colours are for the ones that are now permanent, so you can see what I'm talking about. And here's a swatch that he did in his launch video, showing you I'm Nude against Skin Tight, Birthday Suit. Celebrity Skin, of course, is a regular one, and you can see now what I mean about Christmas Cookie. He's actually put it between Mannequin and a Celebrity Skin, and you can see what I mean. It's the perfect pink toned nude as opposed to the beigey brownie toned nudes of those two. He's also swatched Posh Spice. He's swatched Nathan next to Allegedly, but he hasn't done Pumpkin Pie next to it. And Thick as Thieves there. So that gives you a good indication, at least on a pale skin tone, of how they'll look. And then at the end of his video, if you stayed and didn't just click straight off as soon as he said his goodbyes, he sneak peeked that. Launching in June, which of course is Pride Month, and it's an Equality minis. Now, I can probably have a guess at what the different colours are going to be in there. He's probably going to go for Prom Night or Diva for the pink, Red Rum or maybe Rich Blood for the red. The orange, probably the Anna Nicole or Flamethrower. Yellow's got to be Queen Bee. The green, now that particular shade of green to me looks like mistletoe. So, could we finally be able to get hold of mistletoe? I mean, I have finally got one, but it's taken me 2 years to find a mistletoe, which is one of the original white capped, one of his first holiday collections, which I just completely missed out on. Other greens that he could put in there, I mean, he might do Venus Flytrap, which is the sort of acidy, bright lime green. He could put Dirty Money in there for that. Crocodile Tears, I think, would be too dark if you're going to go for bright Pride colours. So, to me, the colour of the box is the colour of mistletoe. So, let's keep our fingers crossed for that one. The blue looks like Jawbreaker. I mean, it could potentially be Breakfast at Tiffany, but that to me is more green than blue. The dark blue, got to be Blue Velvet, and the purple I would imagine is going to be I'm Royalty or You Better Work. If it is You Better Work, I hope he's fixed the formula on that, because the only way that I can wear that is if I've put argan oil into it, because it's so drying, and that's most unlike his. His liquid lips are normally some of the most comfortable ones I've ever worn, but You Better Work was just, it was awful. I'd put it on and it'd get that crumbling butthole lip thing. Yeah, really not nice. I fixed it by putting argan oil in, but of course now it's like a bullet lipstick. It's not transfer proof. So, although I've probably got all of the colours that are in there, I want them as minis. And because hubby still hadn't bought my birthday present yet, he's agreed he's going to buy me that for my birthday. So that's a hell yeah, which I'm so excited about. Right, Pinky Rose Cosmetics are bringing out this Luscious Plum the Transition palette. And what they've done, they've got sort of 8 mini eyeshadows around this, or I say mini eyeshadows, probably the size of a standard eyeshadow pan, like a MAC pan or Colourpop. And then a larger pan in the middle, which is more the size of a blush pan, which has got Transition written underneath it. So they're obviously saying the 4 colours around the right hand side are for day looks, the 4 colours around the left hand side are deeper and more suited for smoky eyes and night looks, but that with the Transition in the middle being such a big pan, apparently they say you will never hit pan, we got you covered. Doesn't say when that's coming. Oh, it says available in stores and online, so that could be available now. I do like the look of that, and I do like purples. But I have got a lot of those colours in other palettes. That's a maybe baby for me, that one, I think. Jacqueline Hill put this picture up saying that she's working on a makeup line, Jacqueline Hill Cosmetics. She's working on lipsticks, brushes, and more, so that could be a hint of the colours that she's going to be using. So, neutral brown eyes, neutral nude lip, nothing we haven't seen a million times before. It's probably going to be a whoa, 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 no from me, unless there's anything really wildly exciting. If you liked the KKW Mario palette, but you only really wanted the blue out of it, All in the Blush on Instagram have found you a couple of dupes for it. So you can use your current neutral palettes that you have, probably a million of if you're anything like me, and you can just use one of these 3 to be that blue. They've got Coloured Rain Blue Magic, Colourpop 2-piece, or Urban Decay Radium, and they are all dupes for that Libra blue in that palette, so that could save you a little bit of money. Apparently RuPaul is teaming up with Mally Beauty to release another makeup line. Now, he's not had makeup out since early 90s, 94 was it? I'm sure it's either 93 or 94. No details yet as to exactly what's going to be in it, but according to Pop Sugar, the press release stated the capsule collab will be released next year and contain 10 to 12 products with all concepts created by RuPaul. Now, initially I'm excited by this, but now I've never really heard of Mally Beauty. I'm guessing they're an American line. But when I googled them, I wasn't really finding very much. There weren't many people that had good things to say about it, so I really hope that the quality is there, because I'd be interested to see what's in that line. Makeup Rev have got a new eyeliner out, and confession time, I'm wearing it now. So that was obviously a hell yeah. Went on lovely and smoothly, nice sharp tip to it, very similar in feel to the Kat Von D tattoo liner. I will keep you updated as to how transfer proof it is, whether it copes with me getting hot and sweaty, and whether I get any transfer with it. So you're going to have to keep watching my videos to find out. Urban Decay are really banging the all-nighter bandwagon. They're now bringing out a setting all-nighter waterproof powder. Weightless powder which instantly makes any foundation totally waterproof for a mattified complexion that lasts all day, blurs pores and imperfections, and blocks shine without dulling your inner glow. Modern matte. Your makeup will stay waterproof and flawless for up to 11 hours. Translucent formula so it works on a wide range of skin tones and with any foundation. Coming soon. $34, so probably 29, 28, 29 quid over here. It's a setting powder. I really can't see me buying that. I'll have a look at some of the reviews, and if it's as marvellous as they say it is, then I might consider it if I've got, like I've got my brother's wedding to go to later on this year, so that could be useful if I start getting pain sweats with that. If that really does work and doesn't go all cloggy and horrible and start pilling up on your skin like a lot of powders do when you're hot and bothered, I might give it a go, but I'm going to reserve judgment until I've seen some reviews. So that's a maybe, baby. Finally, Jackie Aina, who did a collab with the artist Couture, she did 2 loose highlighters. She started off with a La Bronze, which was rose gold and copper base with opalescent gold shimmer and pearls, which obviously is aimed at people with medium and deeper skin tones and looks absolutely stunning on them, I have to say. But she's now brought out La Peach, which is neutral peach base with opalescent gold shimmering pearls, and you can see there how they look on the different skin tones. I'd have to go quite lightly handed with that. But I'm really, really tempted by that. That could be a hell yeah. So I shall see. It's actually in stock now at Beauty Bay. They've started to stock it, and it's 30 quid, which it's a bit heavy for a highlight, which to be quite honest, I could make that colour by mixing Jeffrey's Peach Goddess with Uranus, but it does look really nice. And if you are deeper skin toned and you've wanted to try Jackie Aina's one but didn't want to have to pay the import fees, etc., you can now get that on Beauty Bay. Lime Crime have released the Venus 3 palette. Yeah, it's standard 8-pan Venus palette like the first two. Very pinky purples. If I didn't have Blood Sugar by Jeffrey, I would probably get this. But all of those colours are in the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette, so I don't need it. And to be honest, I would save up a bit extra and get the Blood Sugar palette, because you have got all of those colours, plus you've got a lot of reds as well, and you've got more neutrals. So you could probably make 4 or 5 looks out of this, but the Blood Sugar one, you could do so many more. So for me, that's a whoa, no. Right, Luxie Beauty, dupe boss on Instagram, because everyone's still trying to dupe the Amrezy highlight, even though the Jeffree Star Manny collab in Uranus is a dupe for it, so I don't need to buy it. Another option for a more economical version is from Luxie Beauty, and their one called Bombshell, which is $7.50, is a dupe for the Amrezy highlights. There's another option for you. Bite Beauty have now launched the Astrology Amuse Bouche lipstick in Taurus, which is available on Bite Beauty, Sephora, and Sephora Canada. I need to investigate and find out if I can get this in the UK because it's Taurus, which is my star sign, and I like that shade. I've probably got a lot of lipsticks very similar to that, but I've not tried the Amuse Bouche range, and I do want to. So yeah, I quite like the look of that. If I can get it in the UK, that's going to be a hell yeah. Someone has spotted this in Walgreens in America. Milani have got a couple of face oils. One of them is Camellia to prep and soothe, and one is Rose to prep and brighten. They're $13.99, so probably going to be about $12.50 over here if they launch it over here. I like face oils. Although I've got oily combo skin, the skin under my eyes, and just every so often I'll get a dry patch just here on the side of my nose. I'll also get it up around my hairline. I can get some dry patches, and my cheeks can go quite dry. So I do like to use a facial oil, and this could be quite interesting. That's a maybe baby, that one. Essence, as well as their pomade pencils, which regular viewers will know I use a lot on my channel. They're bringing out a few new eyebrow items, one of which looks like the highlighters that we used to use at school. You know, the highlighter pens, not the highlighters for your face. So that's... I wouldn't mind picking one of those up depending on the price and just seeing what it's like. That could be interesting. Yeah, that's probably going to be a hell yeah. Sorry about that, folks. Having a bad pain day. Right, Milani apparently, as well as those facial oils being seen, have got some blush palettes out. Now, I haven't got any Milani blushes, but I know they are raved about. So in America they're $12.99, so probably going to be around the £10 or £11 mark when it comes over here. So I'll see what colours they've got. That could be a maybe baby, even though I've probably got enough blushes that I'm not going to run out anytime soon. But it's nice to have a choice, isn't it, folks? And also it's something for me to review for you, so you know whether you want to buy it or not. Becca are bringing out more of their mini highlighters, which is great because it's very rare I actually hit pan on a highlighter. I've only done it once, and that was on Jeffrey's Ice Cold, and bought another one. But they're now. I've got a mini of Opal by Becca, which is really nice. And again, it's great. I should have thought to get it out. Actually, it's a really good travel size. They're about like that. So again, fantastic for travelling. So yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out for those and possibly pick up one of the lighter ones, because Opal it's borderline. I have to go quite light-handed with it on my skin, so that could be a hell yeah. And it's a great way to try their formula out as well without committing to the huge one. Okay, a lot of people in America are finding some of the Kat Von D 10th anniversary stuff in store already, as you can see from this. The collection includes the palette, which is 16 limited edition shades, tattoo liner in Trooper Black, but just in gold packaging rather than the black packaging, Everlasting Glimmer Veil in Old School, Metal Crush highlighter in Gold School, Studded Kiss lipstick in Santa Sangre, Isn't that Holy Blood Santa song? And then a train case and a cruelty-free 5-piece brush collection. Now, you look at the swatches, and I'm still really gutted that I've not got my Vida Loca. That's the palette I really want. That and the original Metal Crush, the Metal Matte one. And I looked at that and I'm like, that looks really nice swatches. And then I saw this video where the swatches don't actually look quite as impressive. And when you look at the actual palette itself, if I step back from the fact that it's a beautiful palette and I haven't got any Kat Von D eyeshadows and I really want to get some to try because everyone raves about how good they are. And I don't want to kick myself again like I did with the Vida Loca and the Metal Matte. But if I cover up all those warm neutrals that I've got loads of, so like the browns, the reds, the orange, the peach, and then I cover up the sort of the light lilac and the creamy colour above that leaves me with 7 of the 16 shadows that I like. That purple I've got in quite a few palettes. The yellows and the greens, I've got those in quite a few palettes too. So looking at it like that, I really can't justify spending on a £16 palette if I only actually like or need half of the colours. So I'm sorry, for me it's going to have to be a whoa, 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 whoa. No. Just no. If you have seen one of my foundation reviews, you will know that I really like the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. It's one of the few sort of demi-matte or dewier foundations which actually lasts on my skin. And they have added 8 new shades to their range, which is fantastic. Now it says that those 8 colours, you've got Swan, which is fairest with neutral undertones, Almond, which is very fair with golden, Golden Beige, light with golden, Warm Sand, tan with golden, Butterscotch, rich tan with golden, Chestnut, deep with golden, Toffee, deepest with golden, Cocoa, deepest with neutral. Now it says on Instagram that at the moment that is a Sephora exclusive, and on toofaced.com. However, good news, we can finally get the Peaches and Cream collection from Debenhams. So I'm really hoping that they are going to have that extended shade range. I really, really want to try the peach setting powder because I've heard really good things about that. So fingers crossed, that launches in Debenhams on the 14th of May. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that they've got that powder and it's not majorly expensive, and then I might treat myself. So, and obviously it means that I can now use my Peach Perfect foundation more often rather than just saving it for more special occasions, because I haven't got to go to the hassle of ordering it from the Too Faced website to get it, because I can go to Debenhams now. So that's fantastic. That's a hell yeah for me. Oh, Kim Kardashian. Perfume. We took a mould of my body and made it a perfume bottle. It's not very original, is it? I mean, you know, Jean Paul Gaultier did that and had the female and the male one, and it actually looked a classier shape than. I mean, look at that Instagram post. Anybody else put that Instagram post up, it would have been taken down for nudity. But because it's Kim Kardashian, she can get away with it. It's not sold in any stores, so you can't smell it to find out what it's like. There's no returns, so if you don't like it, or I mean, my mum had real problems with perfume. There was only one perfume she could wear, and that was Pagan. Everything else, she put it on, it smelt lovely at first, and then within a couple of hours smelt like cabbage water because of the oils in her skin affecting it. So, you know, if you have that same problem, you've got no chance of sending it back if it smells awful, or if it clashes with your detergent. Oh. The only time I buy perfume online is if it's ridiculously cheap, you know, like £5-6, or if I'm rebuying something that I already know that I like. I think probably the best tweet I saw about this was from Chrissy Teigen, who said, "Well, I'm going to put out a competing perfume from a mould of my giant body," because of course she's currently pregnant, "and it will hold twice as much perfume as your bottle, and the people will get more perfume." I think you can probably tell from my face how I feel about this, but to clarify, whoa, 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 no, just no, just woman, put your body away. Yeah, you've got a nice body that you've paid for. Congratulations, but we don't need to see it every 5 seconds. Thank you very much. I know it was a porn tape that got you famous in the first place, but love, please put it away. Moving on, Colourpop are bringing out some new box sets. They are bringing out sets with 3 Super Shock Shadow foursomes, 3 cheek duos, and 2 lip trios. Now, I don't think these are new colours. I think they're colours that they've already got in their range that they've sort of correlated into appropriate pairings so you can get an overall look. I would imagine it's going to be cheaper than buying 4 Super Shocks on their own. So in that case, you know, if you've not got any Super Shock shadows, they are quite nice. You can't depot them though, you have to keep them in the pots they're in, otherwise they dry out and you just can't use them. So bear that in mind. They're similar in size to this Faux Era shadow that I've got, so they're quite bulky to store. So I don't know whether this is a case of Colourpop these colours aren't selling well, so they're collating them into sets to try and get you to buy them, or whether they're just being helpful. Some swatches here: Full Moon Foursome if you're a fan of cooler tones, Heavy Petal if you're a fan of rosy tones, and Walk the Vine if you love olive shades. I do like those cool tones, but it's nothing I haven't already got in a number of other palettes, so I won't be bothering with those. But you know, if you want to try out their formula and you want to have a set that you can travel with, etc., that could be that could be worth doing. Cheek duos, you've got Thorn to Be Wild, Blossoms Up, and Coming Up Roses. They almost look like they're looks like you get a matte blush and then a shimmery blush, which could also be used as a blush topper or a highlight. And then they've got Just a Phase Essential Nudes, which are looks like 3 satins. it could be, yeah, it looks like 3 satins. And then Diamond Daisy, which is your favourite pinks, and again that looks like satin. Now, if it is the satin formula, then that's definitely worth trying. The Colourpop mattes, on me personally at least, I don't like. They really dry my lips out and I find them very uncomfortable. I've already got pretty much all of those colours. I might get one of the blush, the cheek duos, to try out. I quite like the look of Coming Up Roses at the bottom there, so I might get that one, depends on the price really. So that's a maybe baby. Laura Geller is bringing out a Life Glows On Illuminator palette with Opal Crush, French Fizz and Diamond Dust highlighters. Although you can't tell it from this picture, they are not the full size highlighters. Again, they're smaller. They're probably about the size of the Becca Opal Minis. But again, you know, I've not got any Laura Geller highlighters. I've heard they're fantastic. Depending on the price of that, which I think I remember seeing it on Beauty Bay for about 25 quid. So, you know, that's not a bad price. That's probably at some point going to be a hell yeah. I might just wait and see if it turns up in the sale anywhere and pick it up then. Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics, or OCC, have just disappeared off the face of the earth. Their website is gone, their Instagram's disappeared, their Twitter's disappeared. There's been a lot of speculation about whether they're going through a rebranding, but you'd think if that was the case they'd have something up on their website to let you know. It's a shame. They had some really nice lip tars with their lipsticks, so it's a shame if they have gone to the wall. I know there were, I remember reading somewhere that there was some kind of lawsuit going on with Sephora with OCC. I think it was because where they were a more independent company, they couldn't restock Sephora as quickly as Sephora wanted, and I think that's what the lawsuit was about, but don't quote me. I could have got that wrong. I've not got I can't find the article that I read, which is really frustrating. I have looked before this, so if you see any OCC lip tars anywhere and you want them, I suggest you snap them up, because it looks like you're not going to be able to get them anymore. Morphe are bringing out, or at least in America so far, these mini highlighters and mini blushes and mini bronzers. Now, I like this idea. You know, when you look at the size of most bronzers and blushes and highlighters, they are huge, and 9 times out of 10 you're not going to go through them all. So I like the idea of having mini ones, as much as to test the formula as anything else, because then you've not spent a huge amount of money, because unlike in America, we can't, the only place in the UK you can send makeup back if you don't like it is QVC, and they don't stock everything. So, you know, they're not over here yet, or at least I haven't seen them on Morphe's website yet, or on Beauty Bay. But fingers crossed they will be soon, because I wouldn't mind trying some of those out. So that could be a hell yeah. What we got next? Sally Hansen is doing a collaboration with Crayola crayons, obviously, to bring out these pastel coloured Insta Dry Spring Fling Nail Polish collection. At the moment, they're only in America. They're in Walmart exclusively, I believe. But with a bit of luck, they should come over here in about a month or so's time, I hope. If you want some nice pastel nail colours, you know, Sally Hansen's not expensive. It's normally about £4 or £5 a bottle, so that could be a hell yeah for you. Obviously, My lovely mate Sophie does my nails, so for me it's a whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Smashbox are bringing out another couple of their cover shot palettes. One I've already discussed, which is this one with the pinks and the greens, which I like. But they're also bringing out this really, really nice cool toned one, and I think I'm going to pick that one up. I was tempted by the pink one, but I do like cool toned eyeshadows. Even though I did have a comment on one of my videos that you look as dead. Google Translate doing wonderful things there. I know I'm pale and I know that I can look quite ghost-like, but you know what? That's my aesthetic and that's what I'm sticking with. I really like the look of this. Once that comes over here, that's going to be a hell yeah from me. Someone has spotted this in a store in America where Too Faced's Liquid Metals, they're doing a matte-talic version. Looks to be at least 5 colours there, a bronze, a purple, a pink, a blue and a red. Gotta admit, I like the look of that purple, so that's probably going to be a hell yeah from me once that comes out. Marvel, Besame have teamed up with Marvel and they're bringing out a whole Avengers line based on the Infinity Stones from the film. There's going to be Infinity Stone eyeshadows, $37.50. I hope that's for all of them, I would imagine it is, where you got Reality, which is fiery red, Soul, which is coppery orange, Mind, which is a gauntlet like gold, Time, a galactic green, Space, energized blue, and Power, a deep purple. 2 Infinity Stones rollerball lip glosses, $34.80. Oh, no, not 2, sorry, that's 1 Infinity Stones, 2 Infinity Stones. Okay, so Infinity Stones rollable lip glosses in, again, Reality, bright red with apple flavour, Soul, vibrant orange with mandarin flavour, Mind, a sunshine yellow with juicy peach, Time, a galactic green with grapefruit, Space, an energised blue with juicy plum, and Power, a deep purple with a violet flavour inspired by lava lamps. I like the look of those, but rollable lip glosses? Besame, it's not 1992 anymore, darling. Really? They're so messy to apply and they end up all over the show, so... I really like the look of them, but I know I'm going to absolutely hate those applicators. So for me, that's going to be a whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Obviously, if you're a huge Avengers fan, Besame Cosmetics are usually very good quality. So you may want to go for that. Wet n Wild have got another one of their multi-boxes out. Now, I did manage to get hold of the mermaid one. Midnight Mermaid. From a friend of mine that was over in America at the time, brought it back for me. This is their Flights of Fancy one, where they're donating $10,000 to the Audubon Society to save the hummingbird's habitat, which I think is a really lovely thing to do. And you can see the box set there. You can buy all these things individually, apparently. There's the 3 eyeshadow sets. I like the look of that bluey purpley one in the middle. It's got my name written all over it, that one. Those are the lip glosses, as you can see. There's a watermelon lip scrub, 2 eyeliners, one in black, one in gold, and a photo focus primer water spray. Now that could be good because I know the Smashbox primer water spray. It's quite expensive, but it's really, really, really hyped up amongst the beauty community. So I like the Photo Focus foundation Be interested to see whether that primer spray is as good as the Smashbox one. It's not the easiest of things to get in the UK though, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on Amazon and eBay. But really, if you're going to get it there, check the sellers because you do get fakes. Be careful. I'm just going to have to hope that a friend of mine goes to America again soon and can bring some back for me. So, if we had $35 for that whole box, I wish we had Wet n Wild over here. Because that's a hell yeah. But I've got to say, those highlighters do look more like blushes to me. Or those blushes look more like highlighters, I should say. Are they blushes or are they highlighters? A baked blush look more like highlighters to me, I've got to be honest. But I do like the look of that and I wish I could get a hold of it. Another company that I wish would launch in the UK, apparently you can get them in Ireland, but getting it in the UK is damn near impossible, is Physicians Formula. Now, anyone who knows me knows that if it's got coconut or pineapple in it, I want it. Or coffee. And their butter bronzers are loved by so many people. They've been compared to the Marc Jacobs ones in terms of quality, and they've got Muramura butter in them, so they're really moisturising and beneficial to the skin. I believe Physicians Formula are cruelty free as well, and they have now brought out a palette which includes a bronzer, a blush, 2 highlighters, and a little bottle of perfume that smells like the coconut that they put in the... I've already got a friend on the hunt for that for me. She very often orders stuff from America and gets it shipped over in one of these forwarding companies. So I have my fingers crossed, and I have already put a request in for if she can get them. I'll have one of the light medium ones. Thank you very much. So if I can get hold of it, that's a hell yeah. And if anybody in America would like to send me one, I would love you forever. Thank you so much. Huda Beauty has brought out 2 new of her mini Obsession eyeshadow palettes. Coral Obsession and Gemstone Obsession. Now, Gemstone Obsession is all shimmer. So, although I could create a look from it, I know a lot of people don't like that and they want mattes, so that would be a companion palette for most people. That coral one looks an awful lot like the warm palette that she'd had out before. It also looks just like the Colourpop Yes Please palette that I've got. So I really don't need that at all. And in fact, Hot Fire Makeup put up on their Instagram, this was by a Instagram page called Bow Addiction, did this comparison with the Huda Coral palette, the Colourpop Yes Please, the BH Cosmetics Solstice, and the Bad Habits Solstice, not the BH Cosmetics, Bad Habits Solstice, and Maybelline's Lemonade Craze. And if you've got any of those other palettes, you don't need that Huda one. So for me, I'm afraid that's going to be a whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Makeup Rev have got an offer on at Superdrug at the moment. If you spend £12 on certain Makeup Rev items, you get this strobe palette free, and that first colour in there looks to be Strobe Flash, which I've got in the full size, and I love because it's white but it reflects green. It's such an unusual colour. So if you've not tried that, or you want to give someone a present, for example, then that could be a good way to go. So that could be a hell yeah. Elf Cosmetics are bringing out some more chromatic eyeshadow palettes. Bird of Paradise, which is the orangey, reddy, purpley one, and Peacock, which is the green one. I really like the look of that Peacock one. That really reminds me of the Viseart Absinthe palette that they brought out not so long ago that I discussed in one of my previous episodes of Hell Yeah, Woh No. So I think I might have to pick up one of those Peacock ones because I do like the look of that. That's going to be a hell yeah. But for the warm toned one, that's a whoa, whoa, whoa. No, thank you. Got some swatches here on two different skin tones of the Makeup Geek Power Pigments, which they're releasing in square pans. I've heard a lot of people complain about this, saying, oh, all the rest of their stuff's in round pans, why have they put this in square? To me, it makes perfect sense that they've put them in square because it differentiates them between their normal pressed powder shadows and their pressed pigments, because obviously pressed pigments do handle in a different way to pressed shadows. It could also be a case that they're more stable in a square pan than a round pan. I really, really like the look of those. I like the look of that potential, the yellow. I'm really into my yellows and greens and blues at this particular point in time, so I'll probably pick up Potential, Transform, Tenacious, and maybe Indestructible as well. And possibly Dynamic out of those, but it does very much depend on, you know, how much they're going to cost me at the time and whether I change my mind between now and then. But they do look nice, I've got to admit, they do really, really look nice. Maybe, baby. Right, Stila have brought back a Glitter and Glow mini set, so you can try 3 of their best-selling shades: Rose Gold Retro, Kitten Karma, and Smouldering Satin for £23. I'm really tempted to pick that up and give that a try. I have to be honest. That's probably going to be a hell yeah at some point because it's a great way to try out 3 different colours, 23 quid. You know, you're never going to get through a whole one of those unless you're wearing it all day, every day, all over your face. So, great way to try them out. Fenty put up one of those boomerang videos on Instagram where the current Fenty lip paint in Stunner, which is the bright orangey red, changed to a deeper colour. So whether this means that she's bringing out more shades, because obviously I'm not a fan of the orange toned reds because I'm cool undertoned, so I find that a blue undertoned red or a true red work better on me than the orange toned reds do. So that'd be interesting to see. So I'll reserve judgment for a moment, but that could be a maybe, baby. W7 today actually are launching this Life's a Beach palette. Apparently it's going to be a collection, so I'm guessing there's going to be highlighters or maybe a face palette with contours and blushes and stuff in as well. And that looks like that could be it could be their equivalent of the Huda Glow, I suppose. And let's sort of zoom in. What does that say? Oh yeah, highlighting trio. Really can't read that one. But they are producing Life's a Beach metallic beach shimmers. Very, very neutral with a couple of blues and a couple of yellows, so I'm probably going to pass on that one. But they've also sneak peeked this. So as well as Life's a Beach, they're bringing out Life's a Peach. That's going to be available from the 10th of May. It's basically Too Faced's peach palette, or Kylie's peach palette, or Makeup Revolution peach. Not Makeup Revolution, I Heart Revolution peach palette. If you haven't got a peach palette, could be a good one to go for. If you've already got a peach palette, why do you need this for? How many tones of peach are there? MAC apparently are bringing out a brush holder with brushes inside that looks like one of their bullet lipsticks, and to me that looks like Ruby Woo. I really like the look of that. Depending on how much that is, I might be tempted by that. I might add that to a I would quite like, please and thank you list. So that's a maybe, baby. Lime Crime are bringing out MILF 2. 4 liquid lipsticks in what looks like a cigarette packet with MILF on it, which they say stands for Moms I Like to Follow. You're fooling no one. We all know what MILF means. Whoa, whoa. No. If you are interested, there's Amber, which is a dirty peach, Peggy, Pink Grapefruit Metallic, Pamela Rose Brown, and Sophia Smoky Nude. Now, Amber looks like, allegedly, Peggy looks like Candy S, Sophia looks like Celebrity Skin, and Pamela looks like Thick as Thieves. So if I want any of those colours, I probably already got them in Jeffree Stars. So yeah. Manny put this picture up saying, let's just say Luna Beauty product number 1 is a gem, or should I say pearl. So could it be that his first product that he's launching isn't going to be the eyeshadow palette but a highlighter called Pearl? I'll have to wait and see, I guess. The Nabla Soul Blooming eyeshadow palette that I've mentioned before is now available at Beauty Bay for $32.50. I like it, but not for $32.50. I will wait and see if that comes up in the sale, and then I might pick it up. So that's a maybe, baby. Rihanna did a little how I do my makeup video with Vogue, and in it she sneak peeked some new bits and pieces. There's a couple new Kilowatt duos, that peach and pink looks gorgeous. It reminds me of a fruit salad sweet. Now clearly that's going to be too dark for me to wear as a highlight, but imagine that as eyeshadows, that would be stunning. That's obviously her highlight duo that she's aiming at the deeper skinned amongst us. For us pale biatches, she has got this pink and blue one, which, do you know what, I might actually pick that one up. I've not got any of her highlighters yet. I do want to try them, so that could be a hell yeah hell. And she's also bringing out lip toppers, sets, and liquid eyeshadow duos. So there's some more stuff coming from Fenty. She is not slowing down. I do quite like the look of that lip gloss that she's putting on now in that video, so we'll see. Too Faced have put some pictures out from showing some of their earliest shadows that they released back in 1998. and it looks like it says Too Faced circa 1998, Too Faced circa 2018. So it looks like what they're doing is the circular pans are going to be the original 10 colours that they released in 1998, and then reimagined or reinvented or comparable shades in the square pans for their modern formula. So that could be quite interesting. There's purples and blues and pinks and some oranges in there. Depending on how much that costs, that could be a hell yeah for me. I quite like the look of that. Fix Plus are starting to push the Fix Plus mattes. That must be due to launch anytime soon. From what I've seen, I think it's going to be launching sort of end of May, beginning of June time. Obviously, you've got the ordinary Fix Plus, and you've got the ones with the gold in it and the pink in it. So they're now bringing out a matte one as well for us oily folks who want a matte finish. Makeup Monsters put this picture up on Instagram saying a huge thank you to Peregrine Jasmine for making this amazing art for our upcoming battle-proof gel liners. That's right, a whole range of badass gel liners are coming soon. So that looks interesting. I will keep my eye out. I'll keep my eye out for more developments on that, but depending on colours, format and price, that could be a hell yeah. Nudie Patootie is now available for UK chappy and chappesses, and for those of you in Europe, Australia, etc. that don't want to pay the huge Laura Lee shipping costs. It's now available on Beauty Bay for £38, so if you wanted it, crack on. For me it's whoa, whoa, whoa. No thank you. Storybook Cosmetics are starting a book club where for $24.99 a month plus shipping you will get a full-size liquid lipstick or gloss and 3 full-size eyeshadows in a limited edition mini storybook palette with a custom matching bookmark. Every month will have a changing theme based on a classic novel. First boxes will ship in August, renewals will begin in September and occur on the 1st of every month. Cancel at any time, but beware, space is limited. Made in the USA, cruelty free, exclusively available at StorybookCosmetics.com, beg your pardon. Could be interesting, but I've got the Wizardry and Witchcraft one of theirs, which, don't get me wrong, the quality of it is absolutely fine, but it's a bugger to store, so for me that's going to be a whoa, 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 no. But I'll allow you to make your own mind up about that one. Colourpop, after having produced hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of warm toned shadows, are finally releasing a cool toned neutral eyeshadow. Now, you know my feeling on neutral eyeshadows, however, a whole palette of cool neutrals. Now, the first picture they released looked like that, which didn't really impress me very much, to be quite honest. But then they released this better photo, which shows you much clearer. And they said it's really easy to wear. The top row is highlight shades, the middle 2 rows are lid, blending and crease shades, and the bottom row is deepening and smoky shades. There's some of the colours from the top row, middle 2 rows, and the bottom row. So I do actually, Maybe, baby. Depends, we'll see. I am tempted. I need to have a look through. I need to be sensible and have a look through my myriad of palettes and just make sure I haven't got one that's already like that. But it's so nice to see cool tone shadows starting to come back again. Right, Kylie is bringing out the Bronze Extended palette, which looks like that. So it's basically the burgundy palette and the bronze palette put together in one with a mirror, as you can see from this. See? So if you've got the previous two, you don't need this one. If you've got any warm tone palettes, you don't need this one. If you're a Kylie fan and you want to collect all of them, you do you. But for me, it's a whoa, 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 no. And continuing her theme of collaborating with her family, Kris Jenner's got in on it. Are we surprised? No. Because American Mother's Day is coming up soon, so she's collabed with her mother to produce the Momager set. Mini liquid lipsticks in varying formats. I must admit, I do quite like the look of the shadows in that palette, but there's only 5 mattes. That black's a matte, but in terms of sort of transition-y shades, there's really only 3. So you are going to be, if you're the sort of person that needs a matte to build your look up on, you're really going to be restricted to the looks you can produce from that. That highlighter palette is clearly not designed for the very pale or the very deep. Whoa, 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 say it with me. No. Huda put this up on Instagram where she's floating around in gold liquid and saying, something really special is coming, but not another highlighter. I'm guessing this is going to be more body goop, like the Rihanna Body Lava. It seems to be that's what's going to happen this year. We're going to get setting sprays with sparkly bits in. And yes, I have fallen for that. I've got the Barry M one, which has got rose gold in. Don't shoot me. And you know, stuff to stick on your body and make it shine. I don't get enough of my body out in the summer to warrant that, so whoa, whoa, whoa. No. BH Cosmetics are bringing out the Nouveau Neutrals palette, which looks like this, which is yet another warm tone palette with eyeshadows and blushes, which I suppose could also be used as transitions. Featuring buttery mattes, rich satins and lustrous shimmer shadows, subtle champagnes and corals to decadent berries and brown, plus 5 flattering blushes, and is the sister of the blush neutrals and is $16. If that floats your boat, you crack on, but for me it's a whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Moving swiftly on to go with their lemonade craze, Maybelline are producing Soda Pop. Now, if you look at the middle shades, sort of blue raspberry, cherry cola, grape pop, cherry on top, the orange above that and the peach above that, if it was just a mini palette with those 6 shadows in, I'd probably buy it. Apparently that's coming out in autumn, so obviously the lemonade one is the summer one and this is the autumn one. Maybe, baby. I'll wait and see. There's going to be a new makeup brand coming out called Alamar Cosmetics. Gabby T. MUA, who's worked closely with Kathleen Lights for different campaigns, is bringing out her own range. First product is La Reina del Caribe Volume 1 eyeshadow palette. Now I like the look of that. Really nice teals in there. Although again, the bottom half of that palette is just a warm tone palette. It's just a warm tone palette with a pop of blue. What am I talking about? Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I will not fall for it. Right. Lime Crime have sneak peeked this, saying something juicy is coming your way. New lip product. Floating in what looks like maraschino cherries. So I'm guessing it's going to be either a cherry gloss or a cherry lip oil. Whatever. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Morphe have brought out the lo-fi and hi-fi palettes. One for light skins, one for deeper skins. 4 matte contouring shades and 4 high impact highlighter shades, $25 each. The issue I have with contouring palettes is I can get that you might need 2 colours because if you tan in the summer and go a deeper colour. I don't tan, my skin goes from white to lobster and straight back to white again. I only need 1 shade for contour, so in a contour palette I'm only ever going to be using one of them. So for me, contour palettes are a waste of time. If you do tan and you do need different shades, then yeah, that could be a way to go for it. So that's entirely up to you. You do you, and all that stuff. Milani Cosmetics are bringing out Gilded Desires Eye and Face Palette. New formulas and finishes in matte, satin, shimmer and metallic. Includes a mirror for $20. That's the swatches on a I suppose a medium deep skin tone. It's nice, but again, it's berry tones, it's still warm toned. We're seeing a lot of that. I'm probably going to pass on this one. It's probably going to be a whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Now, I've got a couple of the Colourpop's Luxe Lippies in Getty and Still Crazy. That's the satin finish. They're now bringing out matte finishes in quite a lot of colours actually. So, that's good on Colourpop. They're definitely cornering the market. Apparently it's infused with soft blurring spheres that fill in lines on the lips for a plump matte pout. So, there we go. I probably will pick up at least one of those. I quite like the look of Check Please, which is that bright peachy orangey nectarine kind of colour. That's really summery. I quite like the look of that. I might pick that one up. So that's probably going to be a hell yeah. Not much further to go, I promise. Right. MAC Summer Collection are doing Mirage Noir. I've got to be honest, this doesn't scream summer to me. I get that the packaging Mirage Noir, they're kind of thinking maybe nighttime in the desert or something. But that sort of colouring to me is more of an autumn colour than what I would call a summer collection. You look at some of these swatches, deep purple, the blue brown shifting pigment that MAC started and now pretty much every palette has got. To me this is... And how the heck are you meant to use that? What is that even? Is that a blush, a highlight and a bronzer all in one? Are you meant to swirl it all together and use it all over? What are you meant to do with that? Oh, I'm sorry, MAC, that's going to be a whoa, whoa, whoa. No, from me. And then 5 minutes later, they're showing you these, which are the swatches of the new gloss shades in bright colours. Now, that to me is summer. You know, bright, citrusy, pretty colours. I might pick one of those up to try actually. I've not got any of the lip glasses from MAC, but apparently they are quite nice, so I might pick up one of those to try. That's probably going to be a hell yeah. Makeup Revolution have brought out some new Obsession palettes, £8 palettes, £5 each, I believe, which is a really good price. I've got to be honest, I really like the look of that cool toned palette. I like that. I think I'm more likely to buy that than the Colourpop one because that's really nice. They've got Cool Down, they've got Love Every Shade, Warm Up, and You Got This. So, whatever your penchant is when it comes to eyeshadow, it seems Makeup Rev have got you covered. So, yeah, that's probably going to be a hell yeah on the Cool palette at least. Juvia's Place are launching the Warrior palette this weekend. And there's some swatches there on a dark skin tone, a deep dark skin tone. I love Juvia's Place for the depth of pigment because it's a black owned makeup brand. The pigmentation in all of their shadows is fantastic. You know, if you want punchy pigment, you want a black owned makeup brand because obviously, by virtue of the fact that especially the lighter colours, you're really going to need some pigmentation in that so that it shows up against the deeper skin tone. For me personally, I'm not going to get that palette because it is very brown neutral, which I've got a lot of anyway. So for me this time it's a whoa. No. But if you are looking for a really good, strong pigmented brown neutral palette, Juvia's have got you covered. And apparently they are already working on Warrior 2. So perhaps that'll be the cool tone version. We'll see. Elf have got a new rose gold sunset palette out, which warm berry tones. Whoa. No. Just no. Jeffrey is bringing out a new colour in his mirrors. He's bringing out a lilac by the look of it. That's really pretty. Apparently there's going to be another shade he's launching as well, so I wouldn't put it past him to do a nice deep rich purple as well. So if you're into lilac and you've wanted a Jeffrey mirror, perfect for you. Natasha Denona is bringing out a mini duo compact, and you can see how mini by the size of the fingers compared to the pans. They are tiny compacts. Blush and Glow, all over glow shimmer in Golden Coral Blush from the Blush Duo palette number 14, and that's $19. So in terms of how much Natasha Denona stuff sells for, that's quite a good price. But given the mixed reviews on the Tropic palette, I am going to wait and see exactly what the reviews are like on this before I even consider it. But it's probably going to be a whoa. No. Becca are releasing an exclusive shade called Becca Royal Glow. Not at all influenced by the fact that we've got a royal wedding later on this month. Available in John Lewis in the UK, with a crown, like a raised, I want to say embossed. Is embossed the right word? a raised crown on the palette. But it's 30 quid. I really wish they'd done a mini version of this, because if they had done the mini version, I would have picked it up. I'm just not sure I can warrant 30 quid on a highlighter that is very similar to what I've already got. I believe eventually that's going to be launching in America as well, but at the moment it is UK exclusive. Lady Gaga has registered a trademark for House Beauty, Haus Beauty. So it looks like she's going to be bringing out a cosmetics line. Let's hope she doesn't go down the boring neutrals range and gives us something a little bit more eclectic. We can hope, can't we? So that'll be something to keep our eye out for. And finally, I'm sure you're glad to hear me say that, Makeup Rev did this, which reminds me a lot of the sneak peek that Manny MUA did for the colours in his eyeshadow palette. But they have done this with a palm through it, saying keep palm and carry on. Something new is coming soon. And one of the influencers, Tammy Clark, Makeup by Tammy, who reviews a lot of Revolution stuff, because like Carmi and Soph Does Nails, she's one of their ambassadors kind of thing. There's been some photos of her sort of peeking out from between palm leaves, so it looks like it could be an eyeshadow collaboration with her. And given that Tammy is a woman of colour, we can expect these to pack a punch in terms of pigment. But being Revolution, it should be a nice price. So, that's it. That's this episode done and dusted. I need to go and, well, now I've got to download all of this lot and start editing, which takes forever on a hell yeah, woh no. So I hope you appreciate all the hard effort that goes into this. If you do, perhaps you'd like to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share. If you do subscribe, hit that bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Alright, take care now. See you soon.